Welcome to the Computer Programming University. All right. Enough with the antics. Let's get right into it. This is going to be a little bit of a journey here. What we're going to be doing is we be scripting. No, we're going to create a script. I'm going to walk you through the process. It's going to be a progressive process where I'm going to start off with a very basic script. And then we're going to make it more and more and more advanced. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to introduce you to all kinds of techniques like using variables, doing arrays and functions, and you name it. So at the end of this journey, you're going to have a lot of information that's going to allow you to create your own scripts. You're going to learn a lot of techniques and a lot of different things regarding scripting that's going to help you out a lot. This is going to be very, very beneficial for anyone that's looking to get into scripting. I'm going to get you started with some very good basics and showing you not just theory. We're going to actually create the scripts. We're going to actually look at problems like how do we change the script so that it does this or does that, whatever. You're going to see the whole process. And again, at the end of this, you're going to be ready to create your own script if you haven't done so before. So before we get started, I'm going to help you out a lot. I'm going to let you know these videos are going to be fairly long. Not really long. I mean, it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes is not that long of a time. We will sit down. I have done it. You've done it for an hour watching some reality show or some stuff on TV. That's not really doing much for you. I mean, there's a time and place for everything. So 15 minutes is really not a lot of time. But it's a decent amount of time for YouTube. I know people on YouTube, they have kind of a short attention span. So I'm going to do you a favor and let you know, if you go to the bottom of this video, there's a button that says Add To. If you go ahead and click on the Add To button, there should be an option called Watch Later. That's creating a playlist of videos that you want to watch later. So I would do that and watch this video later when you actually have time to dedicate and actually watch this full video. You don't want to watch this and then leave. You want to watch the full 15 minutes of the video. So if you don't have time right now, then don't. Watch the video later. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, we be scripting here at the Computer Programming University. Let's create our first script, our very basic script, and we're going to call it Basic Script. Wow, that's the most original name ever. So, first line of any script is the declaration of where the interpreter for the script is located. So, you need to know hash, bang, / bin ksh. The shell needs to know where the interpreter is, because how does it know what to do when you're doing certain things, variables, functions, all this kind of stuff? Those rules are based on a shell interpreter or script interpreter. So I'm using KSH. I'm going to write a KSH script, so I need to use a KSH interpreter, which there are certain rules I'm going to be following. So the shell will know what rules to follow to understand what I'm saying. If you're speaking in the language of English, we know there's certain grammatical rules of English. So if you say hello, I know that that's a greeting, and you expect me to say hello back, for example, and as opposed to saying bye. So that's how I'm going to first start my script, by letting the shell know about the interpreter to use. All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to just start with some very basic. We're going to use the echo command, which is kind of like print command. Some of you guys that have done maybe basic or something like that. So I'm just going to say hello. So all I'm saying is this script is going to essentially print hello to the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and escape, WQ. So I'm writing, that's saving the file. That's what W means. Q to quit, to get out of the editor. And now I can go KSH to call the KSH interpreter, and I can say basic script, and I can tab that. Basically, I typed like basic and then tab. There's only one file that begins with basic, so it just filled out the rest for me. Enter, and I just ran the script. So there you go. We have just created our first script. Awesome. And we ran it successfully with no errors. Most amazing. That amazing experience. Up arrow, and VIM. Now, let's do something else. I'm going to go to the end of this line, hit insert. I'm going to go down here and I'll say, let's know the date and time as well. And then I think that's it. So let's go ahead and let's get out of here. And let's go ahead and save it. And we're going to run it and see what happens. Oh, man. Should have stopped while I was ahead. So we got a problem. We got an error here. It says date invalid date. What's going on here? So let's go back into the file and let's go and see if we can figure out what's going on. So it's an invalid date. So let's make the date valid. So let's just type in valid date. All right, nice. There we have it. Let's go ahead and run it. Still a problem. Still a problem. Okay, so what I want to show you is basically when you're editing a script, like the way we're doing this is kind of inefficient. We're going into the script, there's a problem, we make a modification, and then we go colon, W, Q, enter, up arrow, enter, there's a problem, up arrow, enter, fix it. Too many steps. So the way to do this, the faster way to do this, is when you're working on a script, what you want to do is use a shortcut. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and type in colon, exclamation mark, and then I'm going to say KSH basic script. So what I'm doing is I'm actually running the script from within the script. So imagine I'm in a command line. After the exclamation point, imagine that I'm in a command line like I was before. I'm typing in this command to actually run the script to see if it works. But I'm doing it from within the script without exiting. So I'm saving myself some time. If I hit enter, there you go. I see the results. I see the error message. I hit enter. I'm back in the script again. So I can go in here and make a change. Valid maybe should be with a capital V. I hit enter. And, well, I don't hit enter. Actually, I hit escape. And I go colon. And I go, now I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. Instead of typing in that full command line like I did before, I'm going to go exclamation, exclamation. I'm not yelling. It's a shortcut. So I'm going to hit enter. And basically, it's going to rerun the same command that I just ran before. So now that's how you can work on your script. You go into the script, you make a change. Let's say we change that to G, escape, and then we go colon, exclamation, exclamation, and enter. We get the results. We're back in, make a change again. Now let's do this in an even faster way. Because one of the things that we're doing is whenever you make a change to the script, you have to save it. So even with my little shortcut, I got to go colon, save, and then I have to basically hit enter, and then I have to go colon again, exclamation, exclamation, and that's too many keystrokes. So even more efficient way to do this is we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to type in, instead of doing it that way, we're going to actually group commands. So first step, group commands. We're going to go colon, W to save, group with the pipe symbol that's above the enter key. It's that broken vertical line, and I'm going to type in command number 2. Command number 2 is exclamation, exclamation. I don't type in colon, exclamation, exclamation. I already had the colon at the beginning of the line, so there's no need to do that again. So what I'm doing is I'm grouping commands. Instead of writing and then, write and then go back out and then go, no, we're going to do one step. I'm writing and I'm rerunning the previous command all in one go. Enter. Boom. Now I'm going to make it even more efficient. Instead of typing that little shortcut over and over again, I'm going to type in, when I make my change, I'm going to go in and make my change here, blah, 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 whatever, escape, and I'm going to hit the @ symbol above the 2 and colon. And look at that, same results. So now every time I go in here and I make a change, I go in, I make a change, escape, @ symbol, colon, boom. That's all I'm doing. Make a change, @ symbol, colon, make a change, @ symbol, colon. That's the way you do it. All right, so just want to show you that shortcut, and that's how we're going to be doing things during this tutorial as we progress, making this script more and more advanced. So I just want to let you guys know the basic shortcuts to really do this the right way, do it the faster way. All right, so let's get serious. This script is a mess right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fix this script so it can do a couple of different things. So first of all, let's go ahead and fix this mess here. We had all this mumbo jumbo. What I first did is I put that dot there. That's why we got that first error. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. So now this should actually work. If I hit escape and I go @ colon, there you go. So now it works. Now let's see if we can perhaps add another line in here. Let's see if this is going to work with our shortcut. We're going to add the command clear. And now let's go ahead and see if that works. Awesome. So it actually clears the screen so we don't have to see all that mumbo jumbo. We can focus on the results of the latest run of our script. We don't want to see the previous stuff. We want to see just the latest run of our script. All right. So that's nice and clean, simple, and easy. And we like easy. All right, so let's go ahead and enter. We're back into the script again. And let's start creating something. Let's make this do something. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first allow you or show you how you can interact with the user, so whoever is running your script. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of me talking to the user all the time and sending stuff, I'm saying hello, I'm sending you the date, it's one way. Let's make it two way. So let's actually take something from the user, allow them to join in the conversation and say something, to contribute. So I'm going to read their words. Read my lips, no new taxes. Okay, that was horrible. But anyway, so I'm going to read what they say. And I'm going to read it into what we call a variable. Variable, think of a variable as a placeholder. So instead of typing in somebody or dialing somebody's phone number, you can press one number on your cell phone and it will dial the full number. Same thing here. Instead of me typing in, what the user says, all those characters or whatever, every time I want to reference it, I'm just going to reference the variable or the placeholder. So we're going to read the user's input. And if they type in like 100 characters, I don't want to reference 100 characters every single time. I'm just going to reference a variable, which again is a placeholder. So instead of saying, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm just going to say number, or $ number is the way we have variables in Unix. So here we go. So I'm going to read whatever they're saying into a variable. So let's just call the variable response. And we can call it whatever we want. It's just a placeholder. So we can call it whatever we want. I'm just deciding to call it response. Response is not an actual coded thing or special word or whatever. I'm just calling it response. All right? So now I'm going to add a question mark. That's the syntax. Now I'm going to add some quotes here, and this is what the user is going to be prompted. So we want to encourage them to add input. So it's kind of like, what's your name? We could do that. So we're going to ask the question, what is your name? So this is a conversation, right? So I'm asking something. Rather than me just telling, hey, I want you to do this, that. I want to talk to you. What's your name? And I want you to respond and tell me your name, and we'll go from there. So we're having a conversation here, two-way conversation. So what is your name is the question that we're asking here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add a space, question mark, and a space to separate the question from the response. And then we're going to go ahead, and what we want to do is we want to actually do some kind of response. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the end of the line here, and I'm going to say, let's say echo. And now we're going to remember we said about variables, how variables work. They're placeholders. Instead of typing the same stuff, we're going to actually just reference the placeholder or the variable. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say your name is, and I'm going to say $response, because whatever they say in response to my question above is going to be assigned to the variable response. So wherever I say $response, the shell is going to interpret it as whatever was assigned to that, which is going to be the response. So basically, when the users prompted this question, what is your name, whatever they type in is going to be referred to as response by the shell. So whenever I want to recall that, like in this case, I want to display their response, I'm going to actually just say $response. $response means whatever the user typed in after they were prompted for what is your name, which is again assigned to this variable response. All right, so let's actually run this script so you can see how this looks, how this works. So we're going to go ahead and use our little shortcut. What is your name? Well, my name is Carlisle. And enter. Your name is Carlisle. Wow! We just created artificial intelligence! Because certainly there's no intelligence here. Right? Anyway, so we're going to end this video. These videos are not going to be longer than 15 minutes. I know you guys got a lot of stuff to do. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So in part 2, we're going to continue moving along with this script and making it more and more complex. We're going to try to have as much fun as possible. Let's have fun while learning. at CPU, the Computer Programming University. Don't forget to subscribe. Just go ahead and click on that button. It takes a second. It's one click. You don't have to fill out a form or anything. And it's critical to the success of this channel that you subscribe. All right? I hate to have to make a big thing about that, but, you know, a lot of people don't understand. I think they think it's TV and they just kind of watch and move on, and that doesn't work. That's how great content dies. So please support the channel by subscribing. Thank you.